Hey y'all, welcome to Kamira's Kitchen. Today we are going to be making a chicken and broccoli Cajun Alfredo pasta bake. Now this is something that even picky eaters like. It's so easy to make, great for the weeknights or really any meal because honey, we ain't always trying to do all of that. Okay, so let's go ahead and get into these simple ingredients. Now we are going to be using some onions, some garlic. I love to add in fresh basil. Child, I ain't cooking no fresh broccoli, so broccoli florets is gonna do it. Some rigatoni, as well as 4 boneless, skinless chicken thighs. Now, y'all know I don't really mess with the chicken tatas like that, but you can use that if you want to. You can really season this up any way you like. I'm just using garlic powder, onion powder, chicken bouillon, a little bit of Creole seasoning. Really, you can just do that to your taste. A little bit of half and half, heavy whipping cream, Parmesan and mustard cheese, and a bit of flour and butter. Now to start off with, I am going to cook the broccoli. Since this is frozen, I am just going to throw this straight into my air fryer on 350 for about 5 minutes. That's enough to just defrost it. You could also simply steam this in the bag, but the air fryer keeps the crunch a little bit better. And to my pasta water, I'm adding 2 chicken bouillon cubes, and then I'm going to boil 12 ounces of pasta. I'm going to just let this cook according to the package instructions, and while that is cooking, I'm going to season up my chicken thighs. I used about half a teaspoon each of garlic powder, onion powder, salt-free Cajun seasoning, Creole seasoning, and chicken bouillon. However, you can season to your taste. And remember, this seasoning will also flavor the Alfredo, so it's really not too much. Now, once the pasta was done, I went in there and I scooped out 1 cup of the pasta water. Now, honey, I'm going to put y'all on game if you didn't know. Pasta water is a great thickener for a sauce. Plus, since our water had that chicken bouillon in there, it's also going to add a great flavor. I'm going to toss my noodles in just a touch of olive oil so they don't stick together while I put the sauce together. To reduce dishes, if you have a stove and oven safe pan, I would use that. Like this one, I'm going to cook up the sauce in this pan and then I'm going to stick it straight into the oven, okay? So I melted some butter and some olive oil. And then I am going to start to brown my chicken thighs. You do need to brown them because you need that flavor to develop that is going to add a richness to your sauce. It's going to take about 5 to 7 minutes for your chicken to cook most of the way. If it's a touch pink, it's not going to matter because remember, we're going to bake it. I'm going to take out my chicken and place it to the side. And I know this looks like a lot of fat, but honey, it's flavor. Okay, it's going to taste great in your sauce and it will also help brown up that flour. I'm going to add in 1 onion and I'm going to saute this for about 3 minutes, making sure just to scrape up that fond. Okay, that's at the bottom of that pan. You don't want that to burn. Something that's really important about developing flavors is that you season every step. So I am going to go ahead and put on a little bit of Creole seasoning right onto the onions. That's going to give them a great taste. Then I'm going to add in 4 cloves of fresh minced garlic and saute this for 30 seconds. Guys, I really love using this garlic because this is actually some garlic that I grew in my garden and the flavor is phenomenal. Then I'm adding in a tablespoon and a half of flour and I'm going to toast that. I want to get off that raw flour taste, so I'm just going to saute this for about 2 minutes. Now we're going to start making that gravy, baby, okay? So first thing, go ahead and put in that pasta water. I'm adding this before I'm putting in the dairy because I really want there to already be a little bit of thickness going on before I add in that half and half and that heavy cream. I feel like that makes it so that there's less likely of a chance that the cream will start to separate. I'm also going to turn my stove down to about a 4 so that when I put in this half and half, I'm adding about a half a cup and then I'm putting in about a cup and a half of heavy cream. I'm not going to get any separation with my sauce. I'm going to mix this gently until it begins to thicken and then I'm going to put in about a cup of Parmesan cheese. I'm also going to add about 4 ounces of Munster cheese. You could use mozzarella instead, but for a white cheese, I feel like Munster just has so much more flavor. It's nice and buttery and really affordable. So give it a try if you've never used it. And then I am going to just season this sauce to my taste. I'm not going to add any seasonings, however, that have salt, because remember, the chicken has some salt and it also has some flavor, and you don't want to over salt it, especially considering that you put in some Parmesan. So I just added a little bit of salt-free Cajun seasoning, garlic powder, and pepper. And then I put in the chicken with all that juice. Okay, baby, you better not throw away that chicken juice. That is what is going to add so much butteriness and flavor to your sauce. To take everything to the next level, okay, because y'all know there are levels to this. All right, I'm going to put in a few basil leaves. That just gives a nice herbal tone and just ties everything together. Now, honey, you better not leave out the broccoli. This is the one real, green vegetable that you're going to have in this meal. All right, so make sure you put that in, but you could also use spinach instead. And I bet, now I've never tried this, but I bet even a little bit of asparagus would be good too. Then I am going to put in my rigatoni and mix this until it is well combined. I felt like mine was just a touch dry, so I ended up adding a little bit of extra cream, but you can just play that out. Now, I know some of y'all are thinking, Kamira, why are we going to bake this when I could eat it just like this? And you're right, you could. However, there's nothing like a little bit of baked Parmesan cheese. Okay, that's just adding some crispiness. And also, I find that the noodles will begin to absorb the sauce a bit, giving them a lot of good flavor as well. But honey, if you're just ready to eat, there ain't nothing wrong with just stopping here. All right, but if you're going to go along with me, go ahead and put on another cup of Parmesan cheese right on top. And then you are going to bake this at 350 degrees for about 20 to 25 minutes. You want to watch it once the Parmesan cheese is starting to get a little bit golden. That's how you're going to know it's ready. Remember, it's already cooked, so you don't need to cook this for a very long time. When it is ready, go ahead and whip that thing out the oven and let it rest for about 5 to 10 minutes before serving. Don't let that greedy spirit get you and you burn your mouth, okay? Ask me how I know. And when you make this, make sure you come back and tell me in the comments. Guys, you know that I love you and Jesus loves you. And I'm going to see you next time on Kamira's Kitchen. Goodbye and God bless.